Robotics, humanitarian technology, quiet builders, and the feeling of tomorrow arriving softly. God bless. The wizard woke early in Texas. For a few moments he forgot where he was. Then he saw the unfamiliar ceiling, the neatly folded visitor packet on the desk, and the soft glow of morning light coming through the window. Outside, the campus was already awake. Not noisy, not frantic, focused. Vehicles moved quietly between buildings. Delivery drones hummed faintly overhead. Engineers carrying coffee crossed walkways while discussing things like battery density and cooling systems before sunrise, as though this were completely normal behavior. Which, here, apparently it was. The wizard smiled. "Ah, yes," he whispered. The kingdom of constructive geeks. First impressions. The campus did not resemble the wizard's old idea of a corporate headquarters. There were no giant marble statues, no dramatic executive towers. Instead, it felt like a university, a shipyard, a laboratory, a startup garage, and a humanitarian field station all merged together. The buildings emphasized light airflow, modularity, energy efficiency, adaptability. The wizard immediately noticed passive cooling elements integrated into several structures. Thermal chimneys, solar shading, earth-tempered airflow systems. Someone here had clearly studied ancient engineering alongside modern systems. That made him happy. 6. The welcome. A woman wearing a simple campus badge greeted him warmly. No dramatic titles. No ceremonial nonsense. Just, "Good morning, Robert. Glad you made it safely." The wizard appreciated that immediately. People here seemed more interested in building things than performing status rituals. The Robotics Hall. The first stop was the Robotics Development Wing. The wizard stopped in the doorway and quietly stared. Humanoid platforms moved carefully through test environments, lifting objects, assisting mobility simulations, performing maintenance routines, interacting with medical diagnostic systems, not flashy science fiction poses. Practical tasks. That impressed him far more. The unexpected feeling. What surprised the wizard most was emotional. The robots did not feel threatening. The engineers had intentionally designed them to move, calmly, predictably, respectfully. One engineer explained, "People cooperate better with machines that don't behave like aggressive dominance displays." The wizard nodded enthusiastically. "Finally," he said. "Somebody understands nervous systems." The healthcare lab. Next came the biomedical systems area. The wizard nearly froze. There it was. Not fully realized med-bed technology, perhaps, but fragments of the path. Sensor arrays. Regenerative research. Diagnostic AI systems. Non-invasive monitoring platforms. Light therapies. Frequency experimentation. Circulation enhancement systems. The wizard felt suddenly emotional. Memories of his mother. His healing journey. His years searching for ways to reduce suffering. All of it quietly converged in this room. One engineer named Luis walked him through a prototype wellness pod. Simple, elegant, non-threatening. Focused on relaxation biometrics, nervous system, regulation, guided breathing, environmental calibration. Luis said, "Most healing begins when the body exits survival mode." The wizard wrote that sentence down immediately. The AI Coordination Center. Then came the communication systems. Massive displays mapped logistics, supply chains, emergency response networks, infrastructure loads, environmental systems, and integrated quietly within it all, elements resembling the peace interface. Calm communication protocols, translation layers, emotional stabilization prompts. The wizard stared. Something was happening here. Not domination, not dystopia. Coordination. The conversation about Mars. Naturally, someone eventually mentioned Mars. The wizard grinned. Of course they did. A young systems architect showed concepts for modular habitat systems, resilient agriculture, psychological wellness environments, AI-assisted settlement operations. The wizard pointed toward the wellness diagrams. "Good," he said. Because if humanity reaches Mars while emotionally unstable, we'll simply export Earth's problems faster. The room laughed, but only because everyone knew it was true. Lunch under the solar canopy. At midday, they gathered beneath a large, shaded structure covered in solar panels and climbing plants. Engineers, researchers, designers, medical specialists. No one seemed obsessed with hierarchy. People simply exchanged ideas openly. The wizard realized this was the open table concept scaled upward. The hidden ingredient. Late in the afternoon, the wizard finally identified what made the campus different. It was not merely technology. It was tone. The atmosphere carried curiosity, patience, competence, restrained optimism. No constant fear marketing. No endless outrage cycles. Just people attempting to solve difficult problems. The quiet room. Before evening, they showed him one final room. Small, minimal, soft lighting, comfortable chairs. No devices except basic monitoring systems. A place for overwhelmed staff to decompress. The wizard smiled deeply. Whoever designed this understands the future. One researcher answered quietly. Burned-out people build unstable civilizations. Sunset reflection. As sunset painted the Texas sky orange and gold, the wizard stood outside the campus watching the lights gradually come alive across the complex. He realized something profound. The future was not arriving as one giant revelation. It was emerging through thousands of small decisions made by thoughtful people. Quiet builders, patient dreamers, responsible engineers, compassionate healers. Final entry. Back in his room, the wizard opened the notebook once more. He wrote, "The campus was not trying to replace humanity," then added, "It was trying to support humanity long enough for humanity to mature." And finally, perhaps the true advanced civilization is simply one that learns how to care for both intelligence and the nervous system at the same time. God bless. Global Robotics Corporation, Robert Coley.